Alright, so first up, we gotta build the tower. Starting at the bottom with the entrance, I decided upon yellow concrete as the block for the tower. I once again went for a similar scale as the rest of my One Piece builds, so about player scale. Now obviously, Arlong himself is a bit larger than a human, so I had to make everything a little bigger to account for that. Now the roof turned out to be quite difficult to build, with all the different angles intersecting with each other, but after some trial and error, I feel it turned out pretty awesome. At this point I went back down to the entrance to build the windows, using multiple layers of blocks to get it to the final design. To finish up the roof, I added in some details underneath using bamboo planks and dark oak fence gates. I think it adds a nice touch to the build that it was missing. After making a brief plan of how large the next few floors would be, it was on to actually building the first floor, which I ended up using stripped birch logs for the floor and dark oak for the fences surrounding it. I repeated the windows from earlier on to the walls of this floor. For the roof this time, I built it a little smaller, this time only 4 blocks out. This still left plenty of room for the detailing underneath though. This was much the same as the last floor, although I did change the outer windows to be smaller as they were getting too big to be in scale with the rest. If you didn't see my last One Piece build, I gave an update of how far I was into the anime, and I think I was about 37 episodes in. Well, since then I'm now 73 episodes in, and I have to say, it's pretty peak. The final 2 floors were pretty much the same, I just repeated what I had been building throughout so far. I did once again change up the windows to be smaller so that they would fit the wall better and didn't look out of scale compared to the rest of the build. The tippy top roof was a bit different from the rest. I had to make it steeper than all the others whilst leaving enough room in the middle for what comes next. Using various colours of terracotta and concrete, I built up the framework of the shark head and then filled it in with the details added on top. To finish it off, I added the Arlong Pirates Jolly Roger flag onto the top. After adding in more windows all around the tower, I began building the ground floor, starting with the layout to get the proportions of everything to look good. For the walls surrounding the place, I mostly used different forms of diorite with some stripped pale oak logs sprinkled in there. When it came to the front gate, I chose to add in a bit of a gradient to make it look as though the water had affected it or something. I don't know. I used a mixture of mud and clay on various different heights to create the floor at the bottom of the pools. After filling them with water, I bone mealed the ground to rapidly create seagrass everywhere. I then manually touched up some bits that I didn't think looked very good. And to finish off the area, I built up the little roofs by each of them and added in a bit of texturing to the walls outside. And thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like and subscribing, it would be greatly appreciated. This build, along with all of my other builds, are available for purchase on my Patreon, link in the description. Let me know what else you want to see me build in the future, and with that, I'll see you in the next one, gamers. Goodbye.